welcome back to the podcast, Switching Back and Forth podcast. I am Syed here with Stu. Stu, I mean, I don't even have my outline pulled up yet, but
Yeah.
we've spent 3 minutes bullshitting and then realized we should just be recording because
Yeah.
I feel like this is the type of podcast we're gonna have today.
Yeah. Well, you're balding and you don't know why, and you seem to lack a basic understanding of genetics.
All right, to the how the podcast started is the way we record. Andrew sends me a link. I'm sorry, Stu sends me a link. I don't know who Andrew is. Some type of slip up there. My apologies. Stu sends me a link to my email. I click on the link and I get added in. It's kind of like a Zoom Teams chat type deal, but it's web based. So I joined and I didn't have my headphones on, so I can see that my mic was picking up audio, and I can hear or I can see that Stu his mic was going off, but I couldn't hear him. So I'm talking to him while I'm putting my headphones in, and he's kind of moving around and stuff, but not saying anything. And then I put my headphones in, and I can hear his mic, and I could see him, and I'm just getting the cold shoulder, and he's looking directly at me, like what it looks like in the camera. I'm like, what is happening right now? So I start texting him, and then I guess Stu, I'll let you take it over from there.
Yeah. So while that was happening, on my screen, I could not see Syed at all. Just looked like I was still the only one in the room. Luckily, I didn't say anything too bad. God, that could have gotten real awkward.
I'm not gonna lie, you look kind of pissed because, hey, accountability, hand up. We're supposed to start recording at 6. I logged on just shy of 6:30. Hand up.
Yeah. Well, I figured.
My apologies. I didn't apologize. I was late.
I figured you got quite a bit going on.
We'll get to that. But anyways, yeah.
Do I need to put you on a pip?
Sure, do it. I mean, you would be the terror.
I also need to be on a pip. Last episode.
Speaking of, last episode's all kinds of jacked up. I do have the correct file that I need to re-upload. Just haven't got around to it. A couple things going on. So I will get to that probably at the conclusion of this podcast. God,
I will say you'll never see a podcast editor work as hard as I do for the rest of this year to make up for that egregious mistake.
Well,
I do think I figured out what happened.
Yeah, what happened?
So on Podcastle, you pull up the editing part, you edit it, you download. That's it. You never leave that screen. So this last time I edited it, added in the intro music, made the breaks where I needed to, downloaded. The download got stuck. So I backed out of the editing and then went back in.
Okay.
And I went back in and it looks like I didn't look at what it was. So I opened up a copy of the original audio again, because that was the only option. I just downloaded that. And then when you told me it was all fucked up, I went to look at what I did and I noticed that there were 2. So there was one that I edited and then just one that was totally unedited that I downloaded somehow. But
the way you say unedited sounds weird.
Yeah, well, I noticed that Podcastle, when it fucks up sometimes, or when it's still thinking, it'll just stuff won't show up. So I think when I went
love
out
podcasting,
of the edit,
by the way.
Yeah,
Great.
when I went,
podcast is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm very happy. I've already paid for a year of it. When I went out
not sponsored.
Yeah, when I went out of it and tried to go back into it, the edited version just wasn't there yet. It just hadn't popped up on that. And then apparently it had tried to download 17 times because when I downloaded the correct version later, you know how it'll put like the number down, like where it downloads. It was on
Yeah.
17. I was like, I don't even know how the fuck it did that. Whatever. Podcast is going great.
Oh. Yeah. Listen, and hey, hand up. I'll take ownership again. You know, after Andrew cooks up the file and edits it, he sends me the finished copy, and then my job is to upload it. Maybe we're overcomplicating these things, but I kind of like this flow. It usually
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, it's not hard.
We can't let one fuck up, ruin this. We're a millennial company here.
We'll be
Um,
better.
yeah, exactly. We'll just be better. Hopefully, we'll strive to be better. Um, and so you would think, I should probably listen to the file, before I upload it, since I'm the last person touching it before it hits the public, you know.
Yeah.
And hand up, you know, I usually do it.
Yeah, I
And
usually when I send it to you, I usually listen to the audio file I've downloaded to make sure it's right. Uh, did not do that this last time.
all right, I mean, Andrew's hands up.
Yeah,
He's taking ownership here.
Stews.
We're human. It happens. Brian Thompson happened. Um, and
What does that have to do with anything?
I listen, man, like, we serve some people, right? Like, I don't want to be on the bad side of whoever's listening to this. Like, I don't know what kind of impact the voice of Syed and Stu have. I mean, I look at the
I suppose.
analytics, and the weird thing about the analytics, I guess this is just the behind the scenes episode we're doing, huh?
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on. So the podcast hosted on
You
uh
should before you go anywhere else, you should just take your TV and put it on College Game Day, because it's, I don't know who Dick Tracy is, but Nick Saban is dressed up like Dick Tracy. That's the only way I can describe it.
hold on.
Dick Tracy.
Yes. Stu and I both install TVs right above where we record.
Yeah.
So we could watch stuff while we record. I mean, I feel like we're doing it like somewhat legit. Um, I don't see Dick Tracy yet. Anyways, uh, yeah. So we uploaded. It's hosted on Red Circle. I actually like Red Circle a lot. I've had no issues with them at all. So if anyone's like needs a podcast host, I mean, they're relatively cheap, but like just had no complaints. Very easy to get your podcast like distributed. So we get it distributed to it's on Red Circle, it's on Apple and Spotify. I don't care about anything else because it is what it is. We do this for fun. Forget.
Yeah.
Do this for fun. He's unemployed. I am employed, but about to have a child, so half employed. Um,
You're gonna have it?
I am not having a child now.
Okay.
No, that's not how it works.
I was confused for a second.
Yeah. So I guess baby talk. Should I just get that out of the way?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah. All right. So
I don't know that you have to.
I don't know. I just feel like talking about it.
All right, go for it.
We haven't talked, man. We skipped the Wednesday show because of the reason why I'm about to talk about. Um, and like, let's not forget the purpose of the show. Like, we kind of made it because it was a way for us to like catch up and
Yeah.
talk sports. Like, literally, the show is us what we would be talking about anyways if we were not recording a podcast. But yeah, so we record Wednesday, Fridays. This Wednesday, you know, my wife is pregnant, we're very close. We were at 36 in 6 days on Wednesday, and she called me and said, "Hey, she wasn't feeling well. She went to like the nurse in her office. Her blood pressure was high, and that's usually not a good thing." And so the nurse was like, "Hey, call your OB." So she calls her OB, and she's telling me, like, keeping me updated about everything as she goes through text. So I'm at work, like trying to work, and like, but I'm keeping in touch with Megan, and like that's like my priority. And I'm glad like my job is pretty flexible with that. So, um, you know, she calls me back, or she calls me and says, "Hey, the OB just said go to the hospital. Like anytime you have elevated heart, um, blood. What am I saying?
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you have elevated blood pressure, like in your pregnancy, especially this close to like delivery, like just go get checked out." So she told me that. I was like, cool. I mean, I'm gonna go. Like, you know, that's like, yes, you leave work, and people have to understand that you're leaving work, and you get to the hospital. So I met her at the hospital. She was all checked in, and I think Stu, your wife will understand this since she's a medical professional. But like, I don't know why doctors do this, and I worked in a hospital, but like when you first get there, and like the nurses see you, and like you're in the room, like you get past triage, you're in the like room, like what we would consider like the ER room or whatever.
Mm.
Um, and the first time you meet the provider, like the doctor that comes in, it's always doom and gloom. Like just starts off with like, "Hey, this is a worst case scenario," and I'm like, okay, I get what he's doing, but like, still it's like, oh god, like he was literally like, "Hey, might have a baby today." Like, okay, he kind of explained why. It's like, "Hey, like we gotta monitor your blood pressure, it keeps going up, or if it stays steady, like you know, you see where it goes from there." I'm like, "Gotcha, okay, cool." So basically, like we had to hang out in the hospital. She had some tests done and everything, and we were there like 6 hours, 6 7 hours. Um, and I'm just chilling because I'm just there. Like she's the one that's suffering through, being stuck on a hospital gurney, which they're not built for comfort and stuff. So we're just like chilling. Neither one of us had like kind of eaten anything all day. And um, like at that point we're like more worried about her health, so it's like we kind of forget that like we haven't eaten anything. So everything ended up being okay. They basically were like, "Hey, just we'll discharge you, just monitor it." And she had a follow-up appointment with her doctor the next day. um so they're like, "Hey, just you guys are good to go." um so that was that. And then she went to the OB, and did the follow-up. And original due date, it was January 9th. So I mean, not that far away. What's that, 3 weeks? I don't know. I probably should know this.
Seems like less than 3 weeks. 2.5.
Let's see, 9th. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and basically they're like, "Hey, we're gonna just induce you like a week before." So now we're aiming for like July 2nd. Um,
July.
January. July just came. I'm literally looking at a calendar right now.
Yeah.
That's how fried I feel like my brain has been. Um, so yeah, and in between, all of that, I've just got, work is still happening.
Hmm.
It's like finally kind of winding down since Christmas is next week, but like this week's been, kind of crazy. So, and I'm not saying like my work's been awesome during this entire time. I got a great company I work for, great boss. I told them what they needed to know, and they kind of like let me, do what I had to do. And then everything was on me. Like I still try to like answer emails, take phone calls if I have to, like, or I'll tell them, hey, can I call you back? Um, yeah. So my company got acquired, and I found that out like a couple weeks ago. But it's like official, and um, we had to go through like an onboarding type thing with like new parent company.
Mm.
Um, so like that's a lot to take in. It's all positive stuff. So like
Yeah.
I love the company I work for, and I know about the company that acquired us, and I've been through acquisitions before. Not always a fun process. Um, Typically, why a lot of people end up leaving or get fired or laid off. This one has been like 90-day difference. Really like cool, good process. Like both companies kind of have a really similar culture, and it's not a full acquisition. We still get to keep our brand identity. We kind of just become a division of our parent company. So all that's been going on, and and somehow it's still found time to watch sports. It always comes back down to it.
Yeah. Gotta remember the
Yeah,
important things.
yeah, exactly. You have anything else going on?
No, while you were doing that, had one of our friends come in town and skied for a couple days. So
Oh yeah,
a slightly different experience.
yeah, yeah. One of our friends. I don't know if he listens to the show or not. Oh, I was gonna go back to the listener thing right before we start talking about sports.
Mhm.
Looking at the analytics, we randomly have like I don't know why, like there's international listeners, and I don't know if it's like bots
Oh yeah, it's got to be like
or
I think it's sentient Russian drones.
is that conspiracy corner?
It could
uh,
be.
did you see birds are actually not real?
Oh yeah, have I not told you when I saw that fake ass bird in L.A.?
But do you know what I'm talking about? Did you see the Chinese
Yeah,
drone?
yeah.
I mean,
No,
that's
so
good.
when we were leaving the Taylor Swift concert, my wife just
Yeah,
points up in the sky and says, "Look at that fake ass bird." And there's this bird that's flying. That's just its wings are just very mechanical, and it was the fakest fucking bird I've ever seen.
yeah. It was definitely a
I,
drone flown by like
yeah,
law enforcement.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was a fake bird. Some birds are in fact not real.
the whole drone stuff is insane because, like, I recently got into drones too, probably like 2 3 months ago. Recent and like into drones as in like I purchased a used drone off of Facebook Marketplace for a
Coincidence?
heavily discount. Huh?
Coincidence?
No, this was
Are
like
you
months ago,
are
and I'm down in
are,
Florida.
are you behind? Oh,
What,
you've had months to prepare now. Fly remotely.
dude? These things do not. The last time I flew it, actually, flew it was when I went to Hawaii in October.
Yeah.
I had grand plans
Sure.
too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
use that footage to make videos of our vacation and stuff, and still sitting on my hard drive.
Yeah. That's a good alibi for you.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
been
You've
anywhere
got the
near
flight logs.
Ohio. So the weird man, the drone stuff is kind of weird because like I have a DJI or DJI. Is it DJI? DJI, yes. Drone, and like I use an app on my phone hooked up to a controller to fly it. Like my screen on my phone turns into like the view
Mhm.
of the drone, and like you have to go through a process. Like it makes you go through like a flight pre-flight process, um, and it uses GPS to figure out where you are. There's like designated no fly areas where it won't even let you launch a drone.
Oh, really?
So
I think Marco Rubio's kid just did something in this Gasparilla Bowl.
what?
I don't know. Is this Marco Rubio's kid? I'm very confused.
Does Marco Rubio's son play for Florida?
I don't know. Now I gotta look this up. Oh yeah, my brother just texted me. He literally just texted me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Marco Anthony Rubio, Marco's son, ran it up the middle. I have to go back and watch this play.
Oh my god.
It's a
Who is it? Number
it ran
28 or 25?
25. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Apparently they had a 450-pound nose tackle run a zone read.
Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, 21. Yeah. They just showed him. That's insane.
I love the announcers for this game were also wearing pirate shirts.
Oh my god.
Not a zone read, but an actual Anthony Rubio, running back. Wow.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, they are playing Tulane. It's so insane. Like Florida was like a kind of a bad team this year.
Yeah.
Um,
If you've watched this game, they still are.
yes, but still, like, you know, Tulane is 9-4, and they've like been kind of like relevant the past couple years, and still, it's like not even close. Like the size of the Florida players against
I,
Tulane.
yeah. Well, the other thing, I think Tulane's quarterback portaled it.
Oh, he portaled in.
No,
Is
he
it his
portaled
first
out.
year? Oh,
No.
well, okay.
Yeah. So I think he was a freshman that was very good, and I'm pretty sure he portaled out.
Oh, like right before this game.
Yeah, because for some reason that's how everyone's decided college football works.
It's so interesting because you listen to part of my take from I think Wednesday when they had
No.
Herb Street on. Um, he said that just basically just start treating it like they should just make it like the NFL, create a CBA, and just like he's like there just needs to be some type of accountability, you know.
Yeah.
Because like
I,
we can't forget like this is still like a team game, and like I kind of do agree with him.
I I don't get that, but they have to change the schedule somehow so that like all these teams in the playoff don't have like a bunch of their players in the portal. Like it doesn't make any sense. You need to make the season end earlier and like have the time to portal, or I don't know, because you really can't do it like any later because school starts in January, so you have to be enrolled.
Yeah. I mean,
I
listen.
think they should start the season in like July and end it like now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they gotta do something. Like,
Yeah,
I'm all about it. I mean, I'm all about transfer portal. I'm not saying like kids should be barred from doing it, but like it needs to be restricted a little bit, just like for the flow of the game. You know,
yeah,
like we still have to realize, like, hey, I'm all about people making money and having opportunities, but like we still like there's still a product you guys are putting out that you're getting paid for. You know,
yeah,
the product still has to be good.
yeah. Rubio's son's still in there. They're feeding him the rock. They want him to score a touchdown.
I don't know. I mean, you might be ahead of me in that game, which doesn't make sense because Florida is playing. They're playing in Tampa, so I should be
Yeah.
closer to that feed. And
Uh,
my mind's at commercial break right now.
oh, you're
Oh,
at the
maybe I'm
Tulane
ahead of
game.
you.
Yeah. No, I had rewound so I could watch
Oh, okay.
watch Anthony Rubio, my new
That's
favorite
insane.
player.
What did you just send me a picture? Oh my god.
That's what I saw you look up Nick Saban.
Is he
He looks
like?
like a private detective from like a radio show from the 1940s.
Holy shit! He looks kind of good though.
Yeah, good for him.
You know what? Listen, man. I feel like once you leave Alabama, I don't really like dislike them anymore. And that even goes for Nick Saban.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Except
Yeah, I think
Henry,
I think
Henry Ruggs, I still disavow.
Well, well. I mean, there's a couple of them. Who's the basketball players that that killed the person?
Yeah. Well, Brandon Miller is just wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. Do we want to talk any sports at all besides Marco Rubio's kid?
uh, yeah, probably not a bad idea.
You want to stick with some college football? We can talk about the playoff starts in like an hour.
Oh yeah, true. What's the game tonight?
It is Indiana
No,
at Notre Dame.
right. Damn, man. Starts in an hour. Okay, we gotta wrap up before so I can put some bets in. I don't want to
Yeah.
try to
All
figure
right.
out bets while I'm doing the
Uh,
podcast.
yes, let's go. Who do you like?
Um, Notre Dame should win this game, right?
Yeah, the favorite by 7. I don't.
Like
I
Notre
don't
Dame
know.
should win this game, but
Yeah, I don't know.
something in me tells me that Indiana's going to win this game,
Yeah,
and I
Notre Dame
understand
has.
that's like a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, this feels like Notre Dame's just gonna have way more talent. But I don't know. Like Indiana's not. I don't know. But yeah, Notre Dame should win, right? It's in Notre
But
Dame.
there's always like, I mean, listen, like it's like upsets. Upsets
Yeah.
are a thing.
Tomorrow we have SMU at Penn State. That game is going to be like everyone from Dallas is going to be playing in like 20-degree weather. I don't think
Yeah,
SMU is going to win.
yeah, Penn State.
He scored.
No way.
He scored, and he's dancing. Oh my god, that's very funny.
How
Good,
much
good
like
job.
him?
Good.
How much do you think he's like his dad?
I don't know, but like I think if they're gonna like they're close to firing Napier next year, he's gonna call Marco and be like, Marco, look what I did for your son. You can't let me go.
Napier's a damn genius. Then he's
Yeah,
a fucking
this,
genius.
yeah, chestnut checkers with Napier.
Have you ever heard him do a press conference?
Yeah, my brother makes fun of him all the time.
He's rough, man.
Yeah, he's
He's just doesn't seem like he's happy, like ever.
yep.
Oh. But yeah, Penn State. Penn State, favored by 9. I definitely think they cover. Like you said, they're playing in 20 degrees. Is it gonna snow? Snow on the forecast?
I don't think it's gonna snow.
Yeah, but those Dallas boys, man, ain't no way. Not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, SMU like half of SMU's team is from Miami.
oh God.
Yep.
And we already know about Miami playing in cold places.
Yep. We also have Clemson at Texas. Texas should be much better.
I mean, Texas should win this game, right?
Yeah. And then I feel like the real good game tomorrow is Tennessee at Ohio
Oh,
State.
you're just gonna that was it?
Yeah,
That's
Clemson.
it? You don't want to
Clemson.
talk about?
I don't know. Do you have any? It's the
Do you
orange. The
forget that
orange on orange isn't gonna
I'm
like.
married to a Clemson? Do you forget I'm married to a Clemson
Oh
alum
yeah,
who
yeah,
is very much into Clemson football, and I have to
uh,
watch. You
yeah. Do
know,
you think? Do you think they're gonna win?
I think there's a chance that Clemson wins. I think this game's gonna be a lot closer than people think for some reason. I feel like people are counting Clemson out. Um, Dabo, as much as I hate the guy, he like gods everybody up, gets them believing in Christ.
He's
Um,
portaling now too.
See,
Did you see
listen,
the
like
first? Did you see the first player they grabbed out of the portal was a white defensive end from Purdue?
I mean, he's a Clemson guy. He
Yeah.
just Dabo knows. Not even sure if they needed a defensive end, but hey, he's looking for the next like what? Trey Henderson, like Trey Henderson,
Hendrickson, isn't that it?
Hendrickson, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He wants
JJ
like
Watt.
Yeah, yeah, he's looking for a Watt is what he's looking for. That's
Yeah,
exactly what he wants.
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, you think you feel that confident about Texas?
I don't feel confident about Texas because they're a bunch of fucking dummies, but they're a way better team.
Yes, I will say yes.
Yeah,
Talent wise, yes. I feel like, man, Sarkeesian, I want to like the guy, but sometimes it just makes no sense how he starts coaching some of these games.
yeah, some of like their play calling and stuff, and I I don't understand it. Um,
He's
I'll,
Sirianni.
I'll, I'll get to
He's in
Texas.
he's in he's he's in pre-balled Sirianni.
Yeah. So Tennessee, Ohio State, I feel like is a game that snaps like an actual toss up.
Yeah.
Like I
Ohio
can
State
see
should
it.
win this game, right?
No, 'cause Ohio State's not that good, man. They're just not.
Man, everyone in the media sucks their dick though.
Yeah, but they're just not that good.
I
And
don't
they,
know.
they really haven't been that good this year.
Some people say your football takes are bad, so I don't know if the
No,
media is right or if I should trust Stu. I don't know. I don't know who I should trust.
I don't think I've ever been wrong about anything.
Okay. What's his name? Horseshoe? Horseshoe, right?
Oh yeah, what's I'm it always ends with me being right. It's just
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
along the way I'm wrong.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
It's all about the
Ohio
end result, right?
yeah, Ohio State just lost at home to Michigan. Like
It happens.
that's
It
bad.
happens. It happens. It doesn't mean they're a
Uh,
bad team.
it does.
Okay. I mean, Tennessee
And
has also looked very bad.
yeah, Tennessee
Like to
has
really
looked
bad teams.
yeah, like the Arkansas game was really bad. I feel like if Nico just has to complete like three of those wide open passes 60 yards down the field, and if he gets three of those, they're fine.
That's. I mean, you're making it sound like it's not a big ask. You
Yeah,
don't
he
believe that's a
just
big ask?
it's sort of, but
Have you watched
and
Have
like
you watched
some
a
and
Tennessee
some
game?
I have,
Okay. Okay.
and like the games that win, he completes like three of those ones where someone is running like streaking down the middle of the field. He throws a laser to him. The only issue is like he gets like 10 of those opportunities a game.
um. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think Ohio State wins this game.
Who do you think is going to win the bracket? Who's going to win it all this year?
Georgia.
Georgia. You want to hear my hottest take?
Yeah.
If Tennessee or not Tennessee, if Texas played Arch Manning, Texas would win easy.
I don't know. I would want to agree with you, but Arch, I feel like his last outing, remember they were like switching back and forth. um, he didn't
That's
look
a
that
real
good.
good one. I'm telling you, Quinn just
I
does
don't
too
know.
much stupid shit.
You're
But
feeling
yeah,
you're
I
feeling like
kind of
that's like a Nick Foles move. Shout
no,
out Goat.
I think the Nick Foles move is picking Georgia because Beck's not going to play, but they're going to be better without Beck.
Yeah. No, don't they have the easiest path?
Uh, it depends on what you define as the easiest path.
I guess I have to look at the bracket now. All right.
Yeah.
Talk to these people while I look at the bracket.
No, if you're talking about like easiest path, Penn State has the easiest path because
That's
they're gonna
okay. Yeah.
play yeah they're gonna play SMU and if they win they'll play Boise State.
I don't know. I don't. I
George
mean,
Georgia's got to play winner of Clemson Texas, right?
let me see. They got to play winner of Indiana Notre Dame.
Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. They'll kill whoever wins that game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
I do kind of think Georgia's just gonna win.
yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if Oregon. It's going to be Georgia Oregon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Just like looking at it.
So who does Oregon have to play?
Oregon will play either Tennessee or Ohio State. And then the other big team in the bracket is Arizona State.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If Arch plays, Texas wins.
I see a path for Clemson to make it too. I guess is it unfair for us to be discrediting Arizona State?
A little, but like my thing is you watch Texas and Georgia play, and you can just tell like they have so many more just people that do stuff that look like better football players than everyone else. And
But
if they get
bad
it,
coaching,
and if they get out of their own way, they're going to win the game.
that's the thing. And
Yeah.
that's the thing about Texas that scares me.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Dab was a little weasel, man. He like sometimes just like figures out how to extend his job.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing I love about college football is like this lore, where it's like on paper, if you like know nothing about college football, and you look at these rankings, and like this is how like some people do like the NCAA brackets, right? They just like try to make like reasonable deductions. Yeah, like Texas should beat Clemson. 5 versus 12. Like if you know anything about Texas and if you know anything about Clemson, like throughout the year, like you could probably think that like Texas is better than Clemson, and then the rankings kind of match that. But then like I'm married to a Clemson fan, so I watch a lot of Clemson football. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Sometimes they're actually really fun to watch. I absolutely hate Dabo Swinney, but Dabble knows how to extend his job. Like he just like figures it out sometimes. Like, and he does just enough. I feel like for the Clemson fan base to not completely lose it on him, and like for the school to like keep extending his contract. His buyout must be crazy then.
Yeah, probably is pretty high. I mean, he's won 2 national titles. It's not like they haven't done
Yeah,
anything.
but like I don't know. I guess like I'm jaded because I look at it from the LSU standpoint where you can win a you can win a championship and then a year removed be fired. And I'm not saying Coach O didn't need to go, but um, you know, we end up getting Brian Kelly and terrible. I don't know what it's gonna take for him. I think we can win a national championship and I still won't like Brian Kelly.
That's probably fair. I
Anyways,
don't think you're going to win a national championship with Brian Kelly.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like even if he does, like or he gets close, like I'm still will be happy the day he is gone.
Any other college football stuff? I did have on here that Travis Hunter is officially the worst Heisman winner ever. If you look at the numbers,
That's mean. That's
the
mean.
lowest graded player uh, per Pro Football Focus to ever win the Heisman. So good job, America. Good job, ESPN, for giving him the Heisman.
Someone's got to win. Someone's got to
Yeah,
win. He won.
yeah. It could have been a better player, but
No.
whatever.
Who's better than him?
Who's better than him? Ginty was better than him. Ward was better than him.
No. Who?
There's like a Ward.
Where did Ward finish?
He finished fourth somehow. Did you look at the voting? I don't understand how he finished fourth. He finished behind Dylan Gabriel.
That's what I'm saying.
It,
Obviously, you're
I,
talking
it,
about.
it, yeah, Gabriel was a worse quarterback and player in like literally every sense, like both eye test and like measurable.
I don't know. Show me the stats. Show me the stats.
Go
I'm
look him
calling you
up.
out right now. Okay.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel's best game, I think, was below the yardage number for Ward's average on the year.
Hey, but one team's number one, and the other team's not even in the playoffs. I don't want to tell you.
Well,
Listen,
I
all that
guess
gets
if
played into all that stuff gets played in.
I just don't understand it. It's very dumb. And Dylan Gabriel, as you know, I've been all year. Dylan Gabriel does kind of suck.
Yeah, but you're also you also remember, and like a lot of it's tainted from UCF Dylan Gabriel and Oklahoma Dylan Gabriel. He was very bad at
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
because
I will say
yeah,
that.
because he's not a very good player.
I don't know. Are you
He's
saying Bo
he's
Nix
not.
wasn't good at Oregon?
Yeah, Bo Nix was good at Oregon, but Oregon has a very good team around them.
So
And
you're
I
saying
don't
like,
I don't think I don't think Dylan Gabriel's as good as Bo Nix.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he didn't put up Bo Nix numbers, but I don't think he's that bad. I think some of it's tainted
He's
from your previous history with Dylan
no, he's
Gabriel.
just sorry if my opinion is tainted by the facts of what I've seen.
Listen, I think it's pretty well known fact that you just hone in on some people you just don't like for whatever reason.
Now, no, way back before the beginning of the season, I said Oregon's gonna. I said I didn't believe in Oregon because they have Dylan Gabriel as their quarterback, and I said I didn't believe in Ohio State because they have Will Howard as their quarterback. And both of those schools, if they had stayed, like if Gabriel had stayed at Oklahoma, and if Howard had stayed at Kansas State, neither of them would have been the starters there.
Yeah, but how did Oklahoma do this year?
They were very bad.
Okay. So were they not better with Dylan Gabriel? I
They
mean,
were
Dylan
better
Gabriel
with Dylan
is
Gabriel,
number
but it's
one.
two different
Like
teams.
they're ranked number one, and they're projected to win the uh the whole thing.
I'll see. I'm going to be shocked if Dylan Gabriel wins anything, and it's going to take a lot of
Okay.
mental gymnastics to figure out a way that I was right the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. I just needed you to admit that there's a
Yeah,
possibility you could be wrong about all of this.
yeah. The argument is just going to be it's in spite of him. He just needs to throw like one pick in that game, and I'll be like, "Hey, suck it."
Okay, so you just have a single thing against
I, I'm,
Dylan
I'm not
Gabriel.
wrong. He's not even
What did he
close
do
to
to
being
you at
one of the best
UCF? Okay,
quarterbacks in the nation.
what happened at UCF? What happened at UCF with him? How did he end up leaving UCF?
He just like he was one of those guys that was like kind of good, and then like he's good when everything is perfect, and then as soon as it's not perfect, he's not good.
So
And
every
he
UCF
left
quarterback
UCF.
ever.
Blake Bortles, Dante Culpepper,
Kinsey Milton.
yeah, our quarterbacks coach. Yeah, so no, not even close to every quarterback. He was one of the
In recent history, as in like this past season.
no. They have no one good this past season.
You didn't like what about
Risk.
Plumlee? Is it Plumlee?
Plumlee was yeah, it was John Reese Plumlee, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch because he was legitimately the most athletic person on the field,
Yes. Yeah.
and he was a guy that would throw a little Milrow-ish, where he'd throw a pass and it
Yes.
looked like he had never seen a football before, and then
Yes.
turn around and like throw it like 70 yards on a rope perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of his games like live, and he definitely is one of the fun guys to watch. And but like, he's like falls in the same category as like Jameis Winston and stuff. It's like when he's good, he's good. Like it's like unbelievable. When it's like bad, he's like it literally
Yeah,
looks like he's never thrown a football before.
I he was just white Milrow. I think
He
that's
was
honestly how
very
good it
much
was.
because
Yeah,
he was fun to watch to run. Like he would
yeah,
fucking
he was
punish
like I
people.
said, he was legitimately the fastest guy on the field.
Yeah, but also had a bunch of power.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I guess we should recap last week's NFL games. I didn't have a whole lot other than the Dolphins are they're dead. They're somehow still actually not dead, but they are dead. It's over.
Are they like dead?
They have to win out and get a lot of help. They're still technically alive, but they are dead. Um, I was skiing when this game was going on. You were telling me that Tua should retire. I was worried he was hurt. Uh, I looked at the game after the fact. Tua had 4 turnovers. Somehow the game was still close, even with 4 turnovers. Which I don't even know how that happened. And then, like as I was scrolling through Twitter, like trying to figure out like how the hell this game went that way, I learned that the Dolphins were on their fourth and fifth tackles in that game. Turner Armstead did not play, and their other tackle, who was already their third tackle, um, Kendall Lamb was also not playing. So they're playing a rookie who their GM picked that is was like supposed to be a project. Who wasn't. They never planned on playing them this year. He's also probably not going to be good. They were playing him and then another guy I'd never heard of. And I was just
Um,
kind of like, oh yeah,
yeah, no, I watched that game. No, I definitely the Dolphins are just a battered, beaten. Like I think Tua should retire probably for the year. You know, there's no sense of him still playing if he's still the future quarterback of the Dolphins.
I mean that's not really how it works. But yeah, if
They
you
can
like,
definitely shut him down. What do you mean? They do it. They do it in
they're
every sport.
well, they're still alive for the playoffs, and they're
Oh
probably
come
going to be
on.
alive after next week.
Okay, and then what? So you're gonna like beat up your guys just to make it to the playoffs and then lose in the first round?
Yeah, that's you try to win the games you can. That's like the whole point of playing.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I mean, hey,
but
different
like,
philosophies.
yeah, basically going back to this over the past, like basically since Tua's come back, Dolphins haven't been able to run the ball at all. I think they had like 50 something yards rushing in this game. Tua has to like generate their entire offense, and it has to be like all under 2.5 seconds, like snap the ball out for them to function. And it has to be like long sustained drives where they're converting third downs and holding on to the ball. And I said it wasn't sustainable. And Jalen Waddle got hurt in this game. They go in fourth and fifth tackles, and it's never going to work, and they still can't run. And then the times when Tua is bad is like when he knows he has to do everything, and he tries too hard, and it goes poorly.
Yeah, whatever, man. I mean, you guys are a bunch of losers. Yeah, you gonna continue watching these games? You're gonna start watching some real
Unfortunately,
football.
no. Unfortunately, I'll still watch it.
Okay. All right. Mike McDaniel, is he hot seat yet?
I
Does he
don't
come
think he's
back?
going to be fired.
Okay. Do you want him fired?
Uh, no, like I just don't think they're gonna.
But you're happy with him. So means you're happy with him?
He's not without blame for everything that's going on, but he's not the sole reason the team is this way. And the reason the team is this way is because the person who's put it together, which is the GM.
Um,
So their GM should get fired.
which, but like that still means that Mike McDaniel should also get fired.
Uh, yeah, it's a tough one because I think I've said before, if they fire him wherever he goes, he's going to be awesome.
Yeah, as a coordinator.
I think even as a head coach, I don't think he's a bad head coach. I don't think he does like anything like egregious. Um, the part that he deserves blame on is I think he's kind of gone along with whatever plan they have for like roster building and like been okay with it because like you know every move the GM makes or like their active roster stuff isn't just the GM in the front office. You know the coach is involved in it too, but it's all the roster building stuff has made them what they are.
Yeah. So, um, it sounds like at least two out of the four teams in the AFC East have like very similar ownership and culture.
Uh, no, I think it's actually the Jets are way worse, and you can't argue with it. The Jets haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. Uh, the Jets are all over the place. The Dolphins at least had like a model of like what they wanted to do, and it didn't work. It just doesn't work what they tried to do.
Yeah, but the model just doesn't make sense.
Uh,
But that's the
no, the
thing. It's
model
like you looked at it from the you said it from the beginning of the season. You said it didn't make sense, like because they weren't doing anything. They didn't like really fix anything that they needed to fix.
no, so it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't work, but like their plan was at least a plan. It was talent. It was like let's get Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. Achan, speed. Let's try to get like, high priced like impact players on defense, and then we're going to fill in, the gaps everywhere else. And I think one part where McDaniel deserves blame is going along with like this idea of like anyone we get on the line, like I can make them playable, and they're just not. And that's the same way with all their with like their defensive line and their secondary. And then on top of that, they've just drafted like they haven't drafted well enough to be able to have like a top heavy roster.
Right.
So there was a plan, and it was a reasonable plan. It's like they made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Like it's not like it's been like a total abject failure. It's just it was never going to get better than that. And they're probably going to do more or less the exact same thing next year.
Okay. Yeah.
But
The Dolphins are bad.
Their GM is their GM is the main person to blame for all of this. The Jets are just doing things based off Madden ratings, and that's totally different.
Listen, we gotta save that. Why do you keep? Look how mad
Well,
you get. See,
you
anytime.
brought it up.
Listen,
You brought it up.
NFL division rivalries get so heated that people act like it's not like a lot of people act like it's not heated, but like everyone I know in the AFC East that supports different teams, they like
just don't call me the Jets. So do you remember when the Dolphins played the Jets a couple weeks ago? It was the first time the Jets haven't won in Miami, I think, since 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
It was the first time the Jets had scored a touchdown in, I think, 2 years. And it was the first time they had a passing touchdown in Miami in, I think, 4 years. And they've lost 7 in a row to the Dolphins. So they're totally different.
Okay.
Dolphins still won that game.
When you're in the bottom of the barrel, does it really matter how bad you are?
No, we're in the hunt.
Okay.
That's not bottom of the barrel.
All right. You want to talk about an actual good team and an actual good organization?
Exceedingly mediocre is what I'll put it. Yeah, are you going to brag about the Eagles beating another bad team?
Listen, are the Steelers not at the top of the division?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to say that. Oh yeah, we beat Russell Wilson. Congrats. Without George Pickens.
Okay. Listen, man, we're 12-2. I don't want to hear anything. Listen, as long as the Eagles keep winning, and the game was a little sloppy, but also very fun to watch. If they keep winning, listen, everyone wants to focus on all this outside noise. I heard before this game, like, oh, the Eagles are all dysfunctional and blah blah. Even after this game, a lot of Steelers fans were butthurt and talking about, and non-Steelers fans that just hate, I guess, the Eagles were talking about, oh, your team's so dysfunctional, blah blah. Listen, if that's what how it might appear, and there's probably some truth to it, but like we keep winning, and we keep winning decisively.
Teams.
Whatever.
Bad quarterbacks.
Okay. Listen, I mean, the Steelers are good. The Steelers fans came in thinking that like that was gonna be a good game. I mean, like, it's not like I think the Eagles only favored by 3. So yeah, I mean, I don't even think it looked like it was close at all in that game. Pittsburgh did get up, but after that, I don't know. Like there wasn't a lot of points scored, but like I felt like the Eagles defense could just do whatever they wanted to the Steelers. And that's probably because George Pickens wasn't there. Like I acknowledge that, but Najee Harris didn't do anything. I think he got like 6 yards.
I haven't thought about Najee Harris in 2 years, and he's on one of my fantasy teams.
Okay.
But yeah, good job. Keep beating bad teams. You want to talk about a real team, the Detroit Lions, who are the most not dead team in NFL history?
I mean,
did you know they have like 28 guys on IR?
Yeah, it's insane.
They have 4 linemen, I think 4 linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 secondary players
You
on IR.
you know what's dangerous is like the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. We had like a very similar situation. Like not
Yeah,
only
I feel
like
like it happens.
yeah. So like yeah, I know like experiencing it myself and seeing what could happen. Like the Lions definitely are like it's still a very dangerous team. Like they're definitely not a dead team. And I feel like some of their guys are kind of starting to come back too, aren't they? Or there's like potential for them to come back for the playoffs.
I think there are some guys, but I mean, they're still going to be missing a lot. I
David
remember. Do you
Montgomery
remember
going down
when?
is bad. That sucks, man.
Yeah, it sounds like depending on what time of day it is, or like what tweet you see, he's either done for the year or he's going to be back in like a week.
Yeah, so I'm not on that aforementioned website anymore.
Um, but yeah, we'll see. And then last week, just going through all the games, it just seemed like the rest of the NFL just made sense.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
there are no
what like the good
surprises.
teams won and the bad teams lost.
Yeah, yeah. You looked at me like, yeah, that makes sense. The Cardinals beat, I
Yeah.
think, the Patriots. So yeah, that makes sense. Uh, yeah, just
How
made
do you
sense.
feel about all Falcons? Kirk is done. Michael Penix,
Oh yeah. So you
the
want to talk about this?
32 year old is in. How old is he?
Yeah, I think he's 1 year older than Kenny Dillingham. He was born in 1989.
There's no way that's true.
Um, yeah, I don't understand it. So I don't know if you've seen it, but we're playing each other this week in our fantasy football playoffs,
Yep.
and your team has been very good this year. I decided to take a risk. I didn't want to start Justin Herbert this week because I think he was hurt last week. Wasn't sure what was going to go on there.
Yeah.
So I'm riding Penix this week. I'm riding with my boy Penix against the Giants.
Yeah, it looks like you should have played Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I probably should have. Little surprising there, but I'm riding Penix. I also I picked up Alexander Madison. So I have I was shocked that he was still around. I guess he's coming off IR. Yeah, I may change that one.
Man, I gotta put Joe Mixon in, huh?
But I'm riding Penix.
Oh man. I mean, do I put McLaurin in against Eagles? That doesn't even make sense. Why would I do that?
I'll take Penix every day of the week.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't even like looked at fantasy football. This is the first time I'm looking at it, only because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Is it coincidence that my fantasy team and the Eagles have the same record?
Uh, no, it's numerology. You should look into it.
I don't know what that means. Is that like the mentalist stuff?
No, that's like how there's 3 pyramids on the dollar bill. There's 3 branches of government. 3 Bushes have run for president. 9 Supreme Court justices. It's all 3.
Okay.
Are there
Cool.
9 Supreme Court justices?
Until we pack the courts, man.
I gotta look it up. Oh yeah, there's 9. Let's see numerology right there.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I feel like this episode we're just rolling into stuff. You want to just roll right into some NFL preview?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
I'll just San Francisco at Miami. Both teams suck. Don't watch it. Miami's favored by 1. There's no way they win. Boom, done. Move on.
Yeah, Brock Purdy just gave his whole O lineman brand new Toyota Tundras and Sequoias. I personally do not think he paid for any of them,
No,
but he
he
was
he
definitely acting
literally
like
he
what?
literally does not have enough money to pay for them.
How do you know that?
He makes like less than $1 million a year.
Yeah, but he's got a bunch of endorsements and
I
stuff.
guess he's got endorsements, but like that, yeah, that was
Those are
definitely like the
probably what,
worst
like
of those.
80 grand trucks.
Yeah,
So times 10, $800 thousand
eight
dollars.
hundred plus sales tax. Probably bought him in California. It's the People's Republic of California.
That's true.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a really good joke. If no one out west has ever heard it before,
yeah, yeah,
you should
no
tell
one
those
ever.
people.
Um, it says the guy who lives in Oregon. Um,
No, that's just a joke I'm tired of.
yeah,
I hear it like once a week.
um, anyways, back to what we're talking about here.
Yeah, Niners.
Definitely a chance that San Francisco is going to come out and want to make a statement, and the Dolphins are prime to be made statements of. And like you know that they're a bad team, but like I feel like as by they're still them still being in the hunt, there's still definitely people who think Miami's a decent team, and I feel like San Francisco is also a bad team, but they're primed to just womp the Dolphins.
Yeah, I guess they're both 6-8. San Fran can probably still make the playoffs, but yeah, San Francisco also just hasn't been very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I feel
And
like
they don't have any running backs right now either.
yeah, but I mean they're gonna do stupid shit. It's Kyle Shanahan. What do you? I mean, he's not got a pumpkin, right? Like Shanahan doesn't pumpkin.
I mean, they kind of have this year.
I mean, I feel like they're trying.
Yeah, like whoever wins this game, they're going to be like, we're still in it, but they're actually not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the game specifically. Like San Francisco is gonna want to murder the Dolphins.
I mean, I don't.
Debo's gonna be talking a lot of shit and
There,
not catching
there,
any passes with his big ass.
well, there's not like a committee they have to impress. They just have to win the game.
I'm just talking about the media, man. Like, okay, you're just a
I
bitter Dolphins fan. Like, this is not even fun to
no, I'm
talk
just
about with you.
no, I'm just confused. Like, what? Why are the Niners going to want to make a statement to who for what?
Because a lot of people have been like shitting on them, and they have been bad. So, like, I feel like the stars are aligning. Like, the Dolphins are kind of trending down and have been trending down, and there's no like positives for them. And the Niners want to make a statement to like show that they're still in it, even though like they're probably never going to be in it. And it just is the prime time. The Dolphins are super battered, and the Niners are kind of getting a little
The
healthier. I
Niners,
don't know.
they're not getting healthier.
I don't know.
They're
I don't know.
getting
I just
worse.
feel like
They just
plus
lost their third running
the
back for the year.
plus you don't think Kyle Shanahan wants to beat Mike McDaniel?
You don't think Mike McDaniel wants to beat Kyle Shanahan?
I don't think Dolphins have
You
the
don't think
players to do it.
any team wants to beat the other team
Listen, is
just
Nick
for
Bosa
competitive
playing?
reasons?
Is Nick Bosa playing?
Yeah, Nick Bosa is going to be conflicted about two of them.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Nick Bosa's got to play his ass out, and he's playing at home.
Yeah, I just
He's from South Florida.
like I San Francisco is going to win this game. Like I don't think any NFL team has been like, man, I want to make a statement to the media today, and I want to beat this team real good, so that we can be 7-8.
It's gonna happen. You guys are gonna get clowned. Can't wait. I'm excited for it.
All right.
All right, you want to talk about a good team?
Yeah, the Commanders.
Yeah, are the Commanders a good team? Are we gonna find out?
No, no. So
Yeah,
the
I think
Eagles can go beat another bad team.
whatever you say. Eagles
Yeah.
are favored. Eagles at
I should say this.
Commanders.
Since you were just such an ass about the Dolphins, I'm just going to say, I just hope in this game no one gets hurt on that field.
That's
That's
just
all.
you're an asshole.
That's all. I just don't want
You're
anyone
just
to get hurt on that
what
field.
an asshole thing to say. Like that's just like
I don't.
what someone
Sorry,
says
I'm
with a
not.
defeated team. A
I'm not rooting
defeated
for
person, a
injuries. I
sad
just hope.
man. You're just a
I
sad
just.
person.
I just hope that no one plays on this field and gets hurt because that field's dangerous.
You're a sad person. Like. Anyways,
That's all. That's win or lose.
Eagles
I don't want
at
anyone to get hurt.
Commanders. Eagles at
Be a real shame.
Commanders. Eagles favored by 3.5. Definitely, I think that's actually a fair. Definitely a chance for Commanders to win this game. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. I just think the Eagles defense is too much. JD Daniels is definitely good, but I feel like JD Daniels against a good defense. Um, I don't think he's good enough to beat the Eagles defense. And offense, as long as Jalen Hurts keeps protecting the ball, no turnovers, Saquon keeps running, you know, I think we just keep doing what we're doing. I got nothing to really to criticize at the moment. Baldiani era, we're what 10-0 right now. Baldiani.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Number two, I guess like one thing to watch in this game that will be sort of interesting is Jaden Daniels playing a team for the second time. That's good. That he didn't do that well against last time. Does he make any adjustments, or is he? I don't know. Is he better the second time around against them?
I mean, I will say like Dan Quinn. When he was Cowboys head coach, right, for a bit.
It's Cowboys defensive
Coordinator, yeah. He definitely gave the Eagles trouble. I will definitely
Mm-hmm.
say that. Like when Dan Quinn knows his shit on defense, and the Eagles we're vulnerable on offense. I'm sorry, like Jalen Hurts, love the guy. He is the biggest
Bad teammate.
liability on the field.
Yeah.
Just his play. Like sometimes,
well, and off the field.
Jalen's just whatever you say. He does have
I
a
just
broken finger on his non-throwing hand.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Big Dom is going to get us through this game.
All right. I don't know how Big Dom.
I'll go to Dom, man.
All right. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Some good games. I was looking at it. I feel like there's only 2 good games this weekend, and they're both on Saturday during the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's Houston at KC. KC's favored by 3.5. Patrick Mahomes is fine. Houston, one thing I don't understand is they got 4 turnovers in that game against the Dolphins, and they scored 20 points. That should be impossible. And the Dolphins' defense is not good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like Houston, man, one of my fantasy teams that I lost in the playoffs. I have a bunch of Houston players, and they've been good, but like they've been trending down, and they just keep trending. I don't know what's going on with Houston.
CJ Stroud just sucks. I was right 4 years ago when I watched him play first quarter of his first ever college football game. It's the horseshoe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you were always right. The signs were there.
Yeah. I'm so right. I have to be really wrong for periods of time before I can be right.
I love you said periods of time. Like it could be like
it could be years. Yeah, I could die before I even figure out how right I am.
Yeah, you gotta have if you ever have kids, you gotta have your kids pass that on. Like, oh, check that back into dad was right.
It'll be in my will.
Okay, I could have my son do it if you want. Hey, you gotta keep track of Uncle Stu's football takes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll be right.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so. You're always gonna end up being right. Yep. I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
Yeah.
Some people go to therapy.
As long as no one gets hurt, I'm happy.
What's your therapy? I just
want to watch good football.
I feel like Stu's got therapy. What's your therapy, Stu?
What's my therapy?
Yeah, what do you do for therapy?
Red light therapy. Keeps my skin young.
That's not, I mean, like, come on. What? Is that something you really do?
No.
Okay.
Therapy. What do I do for therapy? I don't know. I don't do anything.
Okay. Well, that probably explains a lot then.
Yeah.
I think our psychology majors are listening to this podcast. It's gonna make a lot of sense in the diagnosing of Stu Varnish.
Do you want to talk about the other good game this weekend that's also on Saturday? that the NFL is putting on during college football playoffs for some reason.
Yeah, why are they doing this?
Because they got to be they got to be the biggest dick in the room.
Goodell, man, Goodell.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm sure we'll keep tabs on it. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore is favored by 7. Last game, Pittsburgh won, right?
Yeah, I think that was the game Pittsburgh won like 18-12,
Yeah.
like something
So
weird.
it was a very bad
Um,
game.
yeah, I just assumed this game will be exactly the same.
Yeah, Baltimore should win, right?
Yeah, but they won't for some reason.
Yeah, that's very true. Um, After watching the Chargers the other night, I think I'm kind of done with the Harbaugh brothers.
You're done with them. Jim, I think, is a good coach. He's multiple places. He's done very well. John, I, John may not be a good coach.
Okay.
Jim
Okay.
did get the sweet free kick.
Yeah, I mean that was ridiculous. I mean, are we gonna need to talk about that game? That game was something.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, but anyways, back to this game. I mean, as an Eagles fan who's beaten both of these teams, who cares? Like, you know, I could really care less about this game, but there's nothing else that's really fun to watch, even on Sunday.
no, it'll be
So
a
I
good
mean,
game. There's no love lost between these two teams, rivalry,
yeah, is
and
TJ Watt
Lamar.
playing or is he not playing? What's the deal with him?
I don't know, but Lamar will do like a handful of things that are really stupid, fun. It'll be entertaining.
Okay, I'm glad you think so.
Should we get to our picks or locks of the week? Since you were just talking about how I don't know ball or anything, I'm 7-5 on the season. Got my last pick right. You're 4-8, which is not good. And
I'm
and
just
last
having
week,
I'm having a good time.
you tried to talk yourself into the Panthers actually being good, and they got killed by the Cowboys.
Um, Listen, I think a lot of people were like taking the juice from what the Panthers were offering. They do that
I don't
wrong? Is
know.
that correct?
That's fine. But,
How is it supposed to
so
be?
I don't know. I don't think I don't do it I don't think I do it a correct way. But you're taking the Buccaneers -4 at Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't
What?
trust the Bucks.
Um.
I couldn't find a game
Yeah,
this week
but
I really liked.
Dallas, man. I like Baker. I mean,
Yeah,
Baker.
I mean they just beat the Panthers, and the Panthers were the hottest team in the NFL according to you.
Listen, sometimes it's just wrong, man. But yeah, the Dallas is not good. I'm sorry. I wish.
Yeah,
I mean, this is Sunday Night Football. I wish this was like an afternoon game, so the sun would be just murdering everybody again.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I really do think Tampa Bay will pull the win on this. I believe in Baker, man. Mike Evans is back. Mike Evans had a big game last game. Um, I think Bucky Irvin's back.
Yeah.
So
I like. I don't know. Yeah, as I've always said, never rule out Cooper Rush.
okay, yeah, a lot of people say that, huh?
Uh, yeah, no, I was actually looking at picking this game, but I was like, I don't know. It's Sunday night. It'll get weird. The Bucks can do stupid. Baker can do stupid shit.
Yep,
Jerry might call in a few favors just to get a primetime win.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
also true.
I'm going Houston at Kansas City. I'm taking Kansas City -3.5. Hollywood Brown back. Don't know if you saw that. And I'm
Yeah,
also
I
basing
mean,
this. I'm basing this a little bit, basically the same argument you made about the Panthers last week, but opposite. Is that the Texans just scored 20 points against the Dolphins when they got 4 turnovers, and that's bad. So I
Yeah.
think against a good defense, they're going to struggle. And yeah, I think this might be one of those games where the gets a little frisky. Mahomes and Reed are like, let's win one. Make sure we know how to do it. Get ready for
Yeah.
the playoffs. They decided to throw to
Um.
Travis Kelce this game.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre
Yep.
what they're doing. They're like resting him. He's like on load management, like
Yep.
until the playoffs. It's like Gronk.
Yeah.
Remember they used to
No.
kind of do that with Gronk.
Yeah. No. He's going to be on load management until like the second half of the divisional round.
That's very true. It's very
Yeah.
true. Unless they need him, I feel like when they need him, they kind of call his number.
Yeah.
But he's kind of just out there like doing whatever.
Yeah. He's just Travis Hunter. He's getting some cardio.
Oh, okay. I feel like you should take money line over taking the spread.
Yeah, but the money line would be like minus 160. You can't pick that.
That's true.
Yeah, that'd be a snake move.
That's true. That's fair. All right, you want to take a break and then we'll wrap the show up with garbage time.
Yeah. Do we even need a break? We've just been rolling.
Well, yeah, we got to play our transition music.
All
We
right.
worked hard on that. All right, guys, we'll take a short break. All right, guys, we're back. Time to end the show. Fun show so far.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about a little bit of garbage time. Yeah, what's up?
We have one thing written down for garbage time.
I mean, there's only one thing to really talk about.
Yeah, that is true.
This is a big thing to talk about. There's a lot to talk about this, and I think we're gonna run through most of it. Yeah, and we kind of hinted at it earlier. Jets ownership, Woody Johnson.
Well,
I'm just gonna have to clap.
Let's not even start. The Jets are being run by a 14-year-old. It happened.
Joe Douglas. That quote from Joe Douglas is like it's nothing special, but like it's also just like ridiculous to read. That it said former GM Joe Douglas said he reported to a teenager, which would be Woody Johnson's teenage son.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I'm Joe Douglas, who's like very known to be hated as well, if you gotta throw a nuclear bomb out there, I guess that's to save your reputation. I guess that's what you gotta do. I mean, there's gotta be some truth to it, right?
Yeah, there's definitely some truth to it. And then I guess the other thing that came out was that they were making some of their personnel decisions, based off of Madden ratings. And I think specifically, like, there was an opportunity where they could have traded for Jerry Jeudy, and they were like, his Madden rating isn't high enough. I don't think we should get him.
You know what? I think this is the most overblown part of it. So I'm sure the Jets are not the only ones that look at Madden ratings. I don't think that's a deciding factor, and I think the Jets spokesman even came out and said that.
There's zero chance any other front office is looking at Madden ratings.
100%. It's like a legitimate process, right? They have Madden raters.
Yeah, I know, but they're not.
Okay. We're talking about Jerry Jeudy. Right?
Yeah.
When did Jerry Jeudy become like some like life-changing wide receiver that was gonna completely change the organization?
He's not. That's turning down a trade because you didn't think his Madden rating was high enough is insane.
I don't think that was the only reason.
If that's a reason, that's insane.
Okay, but what are the other parts of the trade? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we don't have enough context to think that that's a ridiculous thing to say. I think it's definitely talked about, but like if that's being overblown. Like, it was only the Madden ratings was the decision making factor on why they didn't draft him or trade for him.
If in this decision making product or process, if a teenager at some point says this guy's Madden rating isn't very high, your process is wrong.
Hey, I mean, okay, look at the other side of the coin on the Giants. That guy's GM or that GM's kids have been right about everything so far.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a balance you have to strike.
I just think Woody Jansen is an asshole, and his family are also assholes.
Uh, are
Like
you
there's bad
anti-vax now?
owners, right? But I don't think there's like a lot of bad owners are bad people. But there are a decent amount of owners who are bad people.
I think
Like,
most owners are bad people.
you think Mark Davis is a bad person?
Yes, Mark Davis has
Why?
definitely raped somebody. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can't. You
Okay,
can't.
fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
Mark Davis is like the worst example you could have used.
I don't know. Like the Maras are like they're stupid. They don't know how to run. But like I don't think they're bad people.
I don't know what they do, but I almost guarantee if you look into their business dealings, they're bad people.
The McCaskies, they seem kind of nice, but like I don't think they're I don't think they're bad people. They're just bad owners.
No, they're probably bad people.
I don't know. I don't think so. Shad Khan, my uncle, you think he's a bad guy?
Yeah, I won't say anything bad about your uncle.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, but what else? Like I guess oh yeah, when he was ambassador, he was everyone in the facility had to in the team had to call him Mr. Ambassador. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Um oh my gosh, what else? Why would it, I mean Aaron Rodgers had to know all these things and he still agreed to go there? Why did he do that?
Money probably,
That's
and
true.
it did seem like a good idea on paper, with the Jets roster and their defense.
Yeah. And he definitely has I mean Aaron Rodgers definitely has influence there cuz I mean
Yeah,
they were able to get Devontae Adams over there.
yeah. I mean,
Um
and Alan Lazard.
yeah. But like but then why was he ready to bench him after week 4? Like what makes that why does that even like that doesn't even make sense. Just let him play.
Probably because he was setting a bad example to his kid, and he didn't want his kid doing ayahuasca.
That's true. That's very true.
Did
Yeah.
Have you seen
Hey, but
any of
look,
the
Woody
clips
Johnson's a
from?
terrible person.
Yeah, have you seen any of the clips from Enigma?
No, what's that?
Yeah, that's the Aaron Rodgers documentary.
No, I haven't watched it. No, I haven't seen any of
So
it.
I saw one clip online of just Rodgers on ayahuasca talking about how he was a butterfly, and like as as the clip goes on, there's just Jordan Poyer is just sitting there, and apparently
Oh,
Jordan Poyer does all this stuff too. And I was like, this explains so much about the Dolphins season now.
true.
It's
Yeah.
just it was just like Jordan Poyer, Aaron Rodgers, and a bunch of like random people in a forest in the Amazon doing ayahuasca.
Jordan Port, yeah. I mean, he's a I'm not surprised, I feel like, but like how did they even make that connection? Did Jordan
I don't
Port just
know.
hit up Aaron Rodgers, be like, hey man, can I join you on this retreat? And like now
Uh,
he's all into it.
yeah, maybe they're part of like a Facebook group.
Oh, true. Aaron Rodgers definitely still on Facebook. It's probably his
Uh,
preferred method of social media.
yeah, MySpace.
No.
Have you watched Kings of Tupelo yet?
No, I have not.
No.
Is MySpace talked
MySpace.
about it?
Yeah, MySpace features heavily.
Oh my god. Um yeah, anything else about the Jets?
Uh, no, but it's bad.
Yeah,
They
Jets are
should
bad.
start. I think that kid should sue his dad for pay. He should get paid for that consulting
I
work.
think the kid's doing fine. I think he technically was getting paid for it.
Yeah, probably. But
Um, yeah, I still don't think they're the worst. I don't think Woody Johnson is the worst owner. Like in history, definitely not. I think Dan Snyder
but not.
still definitely takes the cake.
Then
Um,
who's the worst owner?
Jerry Jones by far.
Uh, I think you can't say that. Like I know the Cowboys are a
Okay,
joke
fine.
right
If it's
now.
not Jerry Jones, then I think it's man. I think it's the McCaskies.
Yeah, it might be the McCaskies. It could be. I'm trying to think. guy that owns the Texans is. I don't know who owns the Texans. No, I do. He's the really creepy guy with no hair. Yeah, that guy sucks.
Okay.
Look him up.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, do you remember when they had
Um,
that guy Easterby
oh,
who was
we're
like,
forgetting, man. We're forgetting David Tepper.
yeah, well, he hasn't been around long enough, I don't think.
That's true.
He's bad.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
look up the Texans owner. And you don't remember I think it was Jack Easterby. They hired him as like their GM and president, and he was just like
Yes.
he was literally just like a televangelist.
Yes. Yeah, Houston's. Yeah, that's true. Houston's owners are bad.
Yeah. They drafted Deshaun.
That's true. Cal McNair?
Yeah. He has no hair, right?
No, he's got hair.
You sure?
He looks like Wilford Grimley. Oh. Oh my God. Okay, now he has no hair.
Okay, yeah. You saw a new picture of him, right?
Dude, he died of cancer. You're a terrible person. Oh
Did
my
he?
God. What is wrong with you?
When did he
died
die?
in 2017. What?
So I
Wait, no, that's not right. Hold on.
no, he's alive. I think it might be the
No.
older. There might be an older McNair.
Houston,
Robert
Texas
McNair?
owner Bob McNair dies at 80
Yes,
after
Bob.
decade-long battle with multiple cancers. 2018. He has no hair.
Okay, yeah. This one might be on me.
Oh my God.
So, do you want to know why I think this? I have a distinct memory
Oh
of.
my God.
I have a
Oh my God.
I have a distinct memory. I didn't know he had cancer, but watching Hard Knocks with Bill O'Brien, and like he would show up, and I would be like, Jesus Christ! Like their owner just looks like a supervillain. I didn't know
Yeah,
he had
because
cancer.
he had multiple cancers.
So I didn't know he had cancer.
This is decades-long battle. Oh my God. You are.
Hand up. I apologize to the McNair family.
Okay. We gotta end the show there. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Peace, one love.
I'm getting there. When you masturbate, think about my tongue. Oh, your clit and switching back and forth. Switching back and forth from my dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Switching